Questions. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. Kuchisake Onna, otherwise known as the Slit-Mouth Woman, is a malicious spirit popular in Japanese ghost stories. It's said that she roams the earth seeking vengeance against the husband who mutilated her by attacking innocent victims. But what if she was not a mythical creature of folktale, but actually existed? Let's explore. If you want more what if videos, check out our biggest what ifs playlist on the channel. Now get ready, it's time to ask the question, what if Kuchisake Onna was real? As a side note, I apologize in advance for the pronunciation of the name. Some Japanese words are difficult to pronounce with my clumsy Canadian tongue, so it will sound totally westernized. In true Canadian fashion, all I can say is, sorry. So, who is this slit-mouth woman? Well, legend states that Kuchisake Onna was once a beautiful woman who would often dance about the village, asking people if she was pretty. And she certainly was. She went on to marry a well-off samurai, but had an affair with another soldier. When the samurai found out about this and learned that his wife's beauty was the cause, he took it upon himself to take her beauty away, slashing her mouth from ear to ear. Kuchisake Onna is said to have killed herself as a result, and returned as a vengeful, murderous ghost. She would then go around attacking men, women, and children who were caught alone. This interaction would follow a script of sorts. The script has evolved somewhat since the original telling, but the modern version goes as follows. When Kuchisake Onna confronts her victim, wearing a surgical mask, she is said to first ask, "Am I pretty?" If you respond no to this, she will angrily stab you with scissors, killing you. So don't say no. However, if you say yes, you move on to the next line of questioning, with similarly brutal consequences. It's said that following the initial yes, Kuchisake Onna will remove her surgical mask, revealing her mutilated mouth, and ask once again, "Do you still think I'm pretty?" If you say no here, she will cut you in half. If you say yes, she will slash your mouth to resemble hers and leave you alive but disfigured. Needless to say, it's a pretty gruesome tale. However, there is a way to beat her. It's said that if you turn the question around on her, asking her if she thinks you are pretty, she'll become confused and you'll have time to escape. Other stories claim that she can be distracted by throwing fruits or candy for her to pick up. This sounds fairly ridiculous, but it seems like it would be our only real defense against the creature. Of course, if Kuchisake Onna was real, everyone would need to be well versed in this interaction, and would want to make sure they know exactly how to deal with her. It would be like teaching kids not to talk to strangers. You'd say, "Don't talk to strangers, little Billy, unless they ask you if they're pretty, in which case, chuck your candy at them." Okay, maybe that wouldn't be the best way to go about it, but it would be extremely important to make this known, especially to children. Of course, this might sound easy while you're sitting comfortably at your computer or on the toilet staring at your phone. That's right, I know what you're doing. However, in the heat of the moment, when faced with the horrific presence of this slit-mouthed woman, it would be much more difficult to remember your training and respond correctly. It would be easy to stammer out yes or no before you thought about it, especially for young children. This would lead to some nasty consequences, as I'm sure you know. For this reason, practice would be vital, especially practice in high-stress, scary situations to simulate an actual encounter. Of course, the existence of a murderous ghost would result in more people being murdered. This would put a strain on the justice system, since it would be difficult to determine whether someone was killed by the ghost or another person. This problem would be exacerbated by the fact that murderous individuals would likely attempt to simulate an attack from Kuchisake Onna when killing, in order to get away with their crime. Anyone from hardened criminals to scorned spouses would likely attempt this in hopes that the murder would be passed off as a ghost attack, making it much more difficult for the authorities to determine the truth. But this wouldn't always end in death. Many of the survivors, if they failed to confuse a slit-mouthed woman, would resemble Heath Ledger's Joker. This would have fairly powerful effects on society. With facial deformities becoming more prevalent, plastic surgery would likely be more common, since the stigma would be lessened due to the perceived necessity of the surgery. When you're correcting a wound from an attack, you tend to be judged far less than someone who just wants more junk in their trunk, or more breast inside their shirt. And now we return to our question, what if the Kuchisake Onna was real? Well, first and foremost, everyone would want to acquaint themselves with the general script and assure that they're ready to say or do the correct thing if they run into the spirit. Of course, not everyone would manage to trick her, whether due to ignorance or fear, which would result in many more deaths and disturbing injuries. This might cause cosmetic surgery to be less stigmatized, but would also result in murderers killing victims in similar ways, hoping that the slit-mouthed woman would be blamed. Thank you for watching Life's Biggest Questions. I hope this was interesting and informative, and maybe even inspired you to look into it further on your own. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below. While you're down there, tell me, am I pretty? Until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie with Life's Biggest Questions, wishing you the best of luck on your quest for answers.